So the opening lineup for the Heat, presented by State Farm. Wade and LeBron are the wingmen. Joel Anthony is out there with Chris Bosh, and it's Chalmers in at the point. And for Dallas, Dirk Nowitzki and Tyson Chandler in the middle. Jason Kidd is out there with Rudy Fernandez. And it's Butler in at the 3, the small forward.
Well, Dallas may not be the toughest team defensively, but they're very smart. They do a nice job of avoiding fouls and keeping teams off the free throw line.
And it's the Mavericks to start out. Kidd with it. Dishes it to Butler. Wade is covering. Let's go. Rebounded by Anthony. And Steve, you brought up the fouls. Part of it, Clark, is that they aren't overly aggressive on D, but another part is they're maybe too careful, too.
Yeah, you got to have the right mixture of aggressiveness and caution. You want to strike a balance there. Dallas isn't going to shut any team down with their D, but they're not giving games away either with silly fouls, and that's how you got to approach it from their standpoint. Well, I tell you what, the Heat breezed through round 1 of the playoffs, knocking off the Sixers in 5 games, but their true test, as everyone knew, would be against the Celtics in round 2. They came out strong early in that series and got it done.
And that one misses. We're back to the Heat. They said after that Celtics win that beating them was a big driving force to forming the Big Three from the very beginning.
That's right, because none of them individually could beat Boston. They came together. They finally got past the Celtics. They beat Chicago, got into the finals, but of course they didn't end up with what they finally wanted, which was that championship ring. So that's what they're shooting for this year.
You knew the Big Three when they came together, guys, that they would be good, but they did a pretty decent job, I thought, of finding complementary players to fill out the roster after a big chunk of the salaries went to the Big Three.
Now here's Kidd. Clock at 6. Nowitzki with the screen on Wade. Fernandez. A little shot fake there. Got the D out of position. Here's LeBron. We're back to the Heat. And Clark, you're right. They searched out vets that knew how to fill a role and a need and then really build a team around the stars.
Well, and that's critical because anytime you have the core group together, it's about finding role players who are going to accept their responsibilities on the team and accept the fact that sometimes they're not going to see the minutes that they would otherwise like. But they handled it well. They got a good roster around their stars, and it paid off.
Earlier, Doris Burke spoke with head coach Eric Spoelstra. And what'd you find out, Doris?
Guys, he told me that he tried to convey to his team that he wants them to play with some freedom today. I said, have fun and try to give these fans something to remember, namely some aerial action at the rim. Kevin?
Always great to hear from you, Doris. Here's Chalmers after the Mavericks pick up 3. LeBron James on the wing, defended by Butler. Outside Anthony. Wade outside. Wade double-teamed. Butler against LeBron. Feeds it to Chalmers. 5 to shoot. Now here's Wade. D right on him. Hits the bucket.
Man, is he hard to defend. You play him one way, he'll just go the other.
Here's Kidd.
It's the first time since having Shaq in Miami where Wade didn't really have to carry the load all by himself. I know he feels good about that, but he still managed to contribute when he needs to.
Now here's Butler over LeBron, and Dallas again with the bucket. Here's Chalmers. Going back, Clark, to Wade, as you were talking about him, it must have been nice for him to not have to score 30 points a game to give the Heat a chance to win in the playoffs for once, and Steve, we saw that all the way right through the finals.
Well, it was huge for him to be able to share that scoring load with LeBron. Of course, LeBron kind of suffered offensively in that final series against Dallas, but for the most part, Wade and LeBron just a terrific 1-2 punch all season long. And they are poised to make another run to the finals this year.
Here's Butler. Wade gets a hand on it. Miami trailing. And here is Chalmers over Butler. And it's Miami with another. A minute 20 left here in the first quarter. And Dallas calls their first time out of the game. And the Mavericks with some changes. Marion comes in for Caron Butler. And it's Terrian for Rudy Fernandez. Udonis Haslem, he's checked in for Miami. Miller comes in for Chris Bosh. Here's Kidd, looking for his first bucket of the game. The three is launched, and that one's good.
He is not the guy you want to leave open behind the arc, guys. I mean, come on, you got to understand who you're defending.
The Heat trail by 3. Now LeBron. And the layup is good.
Tell you what, when he gets going strong to the hoop, there's almost nothing the defense can do.
And Dallas has possession. Outside Kidd. Back to Terry. Nowitzki against LeBron. Off the mark with the outside fadeaway. They can get back in front with some points right here.
Yeah, you know, they got behind, but they hung in there and maintained contact.
That puts them in the lead. Chalmers has got his second basket.
Looked like they have been showboating a little bit at the end of that one.
Now here's Kidd. Here's Nowitzki, and a great assist by Kidd as that one goes in.
Boy, he really used his height there.
He sure did, Steve. I mean, a nice touch on that shot.
Both teams have it going here early and still close through the first quarter. The Mavericks on top, leading by just 1.
Boy, a ton of threes in that first quarter. This team really lighting it up, guys.
Yeah, it's been an onslaught from downtown.
And we'll see you in just a moment. Well, up to this point, a closely contested game as we start the second quarter. Here is House.
Dallas really played a lot of zone defense last year, and I thought it worked out well for them, especially with the personnel they brought in. Tyson Chandler manning the paint really helped that club.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. And for Miami, look at who they've got out there. Bosh and LeBron both on the floor. Mike Miller is out there with House, and it's Haslam in at the power forward. Now here's Terry, still looking to get on the scoreboard. Haywood backing down. 6 on the shot clock. With 1 on the clock. Here's Butler. Oh, that's blocked. And Miami has possession. They trail by 1. Now let's send it to Doris from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, some may have questioned Coach Eric Spoelstra throughout the 2010-2011 campaign, but LeBron James was sold from the get-go. His quote towards Spoelstra, "I have Coach Spo's back," or whatever the case may be. James said, "This is who we have." Sounds like he's confident enough, Kevin.
All right, Doris.
Yeah, I think Eric Spoelstra did a really good job under very difficult circumstances a year ago. And by the end of the season, I think he really earned the trust of those players.
Here is House.
How about Jason Kidd? He's been doing this for so long at such a high level. He's now second all-time on the career assist record, past Mark Jackson back in 2010. And I never thought anyone could make a run at John Stockton's mark, but the Kidd's got a shot.
From 17 feet out. And Butler gets it to go.
Well, it's been back and forth. Really good battle here.
Yeah, real strong battle, guys, and it looks like it may come down to which team has the ball last as far as who wins.
Back to Kidd, it all comes down to how long he wants to play, because I think, Clark, he has a good shot at John Stockton's mark.
Well, it's all about longevity and desire for Kidd. I mean, clearly his vision and his experience. It'll be interesting to see if he does want to give it a shot. That might be something that fuels his fire and keeps him going.
Here's Kidd following the basket by LeBron James. There's Terry, and it's Haslam with the rebound.
Well, not a bad effort there.
He'll usually knock that one down.
House kicks to LeBron, kicks it to House. Moving the ball. Outside Bosh. Bunny shot, and it's Miami with another. Here is Kidd. Guys, we've seen some excellent offensive output.
Yes, sir, fellas. They've had it going on big time.
Big time is right, Clark. A lot of momentum here offensively.
And the Mavericks call time here.
Well, I like the fact that the Mavs were a really strong team at home, and it shouldn't be a surprise. I mean, it seems like each year they find a way to win in front of a terrific home crowd.
And the Mavericks with some changes. Dirk Nowitzki, he's checked in for Marion. Fernandez comes in for Caron Butler. And Barea subbed in for Jason Kidd. Then for the Heat, Joel Anthony's checked in for LeBron. Wade comes in for Mike Miller. And it's Chalmers in for Eddie House. Here's Nowitzki. There's the pass to Barea. Terry outside. Nowitzki outside. Fires the three. It's hauled in by the Heat. Coach is liking Clark what he's seeing from his offense.
And shoot, why wouldn't he? I mean, guys, they're filling it up with ease, executing, getting quality shots. I mean, this is fun to watch.
Yeah, this is like a clinic out there, guys. This is exactly how you attack a defense. Move the ball, sharp cuts, and really a nice pace to their offense.
Chalmers. That three off the mark.
To start last season, Rudy Fernandez demanded a trade from the Blazers. Said he wanted to go back to Spain or to a city like New York, Chicago, or Boston, where he could get direct flights to Spain. What was he thinking about?
Here's Wade. And the rebound goes to Jason Terry. Mavericks trailed by 3. Here is Barea. Back to Terry. 5 on the clock. Dallas, no good that time either. You're right about Fernandez. He really wanted out of Portland. He threatened to sit out games, got fined by the NBA, and then once the season started, Steve ended up rescinding his trade demand.
Yeah, and he really didn't get any more minutes last season, but he appeared happier. He felt like he had a more defined role with the Blazers, and I thought that came in handy for him. He seemed to fit in much better and become a relatively consistent role player for the Blazers.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, over to you.
Well, Dwayne Wade welcomed with open arms the ease of the scoring load with the addition of LeBron James and Chris Bosh. He said that the prior years had taken a toll on his body, and he was happy to have some of that burden lifted. As Wade said, quote, "It's hard what I was doing the last couple years, trying to score 40 a night, trying to lead us. It's hard on your body. So let these guys take me to the mountaintop, and I'll ride the wave."
Thank you, Doris.
Wade was able to avoid injury last season with the help. Definitely something he appreciated.
Now here is Haslam. Dirk Nowitzki unable to get his shot to go. Wade, good. 6 seconds left in the first half of basketball. To halt the run, and that's not going to go. And so we conclude the first half. And we'll be back momentarily live from Dallas.
Thanks for joining us for HP at the Half with a terrific game going on at American Airlines Center. The Heat are doing very well so far. Team's on fire, torching the rims. Just take a look at that field goal percentage. Dwayne Wade's the game's leading scorer, and Chris Bosh also been getting it going for them. And for the Mavericks, they're still gutting it out. Their three-point shooting hasn't showed up yet. They're bombing away, but haven't been able to hit the mark. A tough start for Jason Terry. He'll be happy to change baskets, even told his coach the lid was on that side of the court. Now we send you back to the broadcast. Kevin Harlan, Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke all coming up with the second half.
Now the second half about to start up and begin any moment. Here's Wade.
Well, the West has long been considered the stronger of the two conferences in the NBA, but Miami, with its revamped roster, really had no problem beating Western Conference foes last year.
Dirk Nowitzki and Tyson Chandler in the middle. Jason Kidd is out there with Rudy Fernandez. And it's Butler in at the 3 spot. That's the lineup out there for the Mavericks. You're right, Steve. Going back to Miami in the West, 20-10 against that Western Conference. That was kind of a rarity, Clark.
Yeah, Kevin, and if you compare their numbers against the West versus the East, the Heat had a much easier time putting up points against the Western Conference opponents.
And he completes the three-point play.
Now, Miami had such a turbulent season last year as far as the drama that surrounded that team. But they were consistent and steady on the road, and they ended up with the best away record in the Eastern Conference. That was all about the assist there, just a beautiful feed.
Here's Chalmers. He's picked up by Kidd. Wade outside, pass to LeBron. Shot clock at 6. Here's Bosh. It's rebounded by Dallas. And back to Miami. You know, Clark, road trips aren't easy when you're the villains of the NBA. And there's no doubt that wanted poster in the NBA has got a picture of that Miami threesome out there. Huh?
I agree, no doubt about it. But I think that also helped them come together. You know, teams typically do a good job of bonding when they're on the road. That us against them mentality, nobody for you. And quite honestly, really good teams and players enjoy winning on the road more than they do even winning at home.
Now Chalmers following the three-point attempt by Jason Kidd. Guys, a potent offense right now.
Yeah, Kevin, really the offense is flowing quite nicely right now.
Playing with a lot of confidence, just some self-assurance. I like what we're seeing.
And it's Butler missing.
Well, Chris Bosh's numbers overall last year were a little down, but you would expect that given that he was playing with LeBron James and Dwayne Wade.
Now, here's Chalmers. Bosh, a screen on Chandler. LeBron's shot is good. LeBron's now got 6.
And did you see the pick there? Got him wide open all the way to the rim.
And for the Heat, a lack of quality size inside. We've known that really since they put this new version of their team together back last summer. They really needed Bosh to step up defensively, Clark, and be active.
And Kevin, I think he did a pretty good job of that, all things considered. I mean, the Heat were a top 5 defensive team, and he was an important part of that. Definitely bought into what they were trying to do defensively, and credit to him. I mean, he had to sacrifice quite a bit of what his prior role was, and he's making it work.
And the Mavericks call time here.
You know, the Mavericks did a really good job against the East, and you have to be strong out of conference if you're going to grab the number 3 seed in the West.
Terry is checked in for Rudy Fernandez. Here's Kidd. Now the feed to Terry. Puts the lead pass in front of him. The kick outside to Butler. Butler missing again. You're right about the Mavs there, Clark. 22-8 against the East last year. Steve, some good numbers.
On a surprising note, they swept some of the bigger fish over in the Eastern Conference. 2 wins each versus Boston and Miami. Oddly enough, they struggled against Milwaukee, like playing down to your competition.
Here's Nowitzki. Rolls in off the right iron. Nowitzki's got 6 points.
Well, they've done a lot of their damage from mid-range here, guys. I mean, knocking down those shots with regularity.
Yeah, how about 8 of their last 10 points, guys, coming off that mid-range area jump shot. So it shows you don't have to be at the rim to score.
And Miami calls their first time out of the game.
And Jason Terry really came into his own once he was acquired by Dallas after his early seasons in Atlanta. Not a traditional point guard, much more effective as a shooting guard, and he fits right in with the Mavericks.
He's checked in for Miami. Here's Bosh. Now Chandler defending. Here's Wade. Tyson Chandler pulls it in. Mavericks trailed by 9. Clark, this offense has really been clicking.
No doubt about it, giving the defense all kinds of trouble.
And they're playing with so much energy offensively. The ball is really moving.
Now here's Butler. 6 to shoot. There's the triple. Butler missing again.
Well, when you think of Miami and the Heat team, you immediately think of the firepower of the big 3. But last season, their defense was really good. In fact, they were second in the NBA in both opponents' field goal percentage and overall rebound differential.
Now Wade following Caron Butler's 3-point attempt. Miami no good on that time either. 1:22 left to play in the third. outside Kidd. And Butler backing him in, looking to get it going. The Heat leading by 9, and here we go. Pushes up, and there's Dwayne Wade on the assist by Chalmers. 12 points for Wade. And Steve, more on that stat you said about the Heat. You know, they could suffocate with their D at times. Clark, you saw it firsthand. I mean, this team was terrific on the defensive end.
And, you know, one leads to another. Very often, good defensive teams are also good rebounding teams because rebounding is finishing the defensive possession.
And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Well, that should be a rule. No layups. Protect the paint. Make them earn every point.
Yeah, I think that's just tough, hard-nosed, smash-mouth basketball. Make your opponent earn their points from the line. Don't give up any layups.
The free throw drops for Chalmers.
You know, guys, thinking back to Chalmers in the NBA Finals last year, he was one of the Heat's role players that I thought really ramped it up in a tough series and helped out the big three quite a bit.
Catching up on the changes for Dallas. Brendan Haywood, he's checked in for Nowitzki. And Barea subbed in for Jason Kidd. And the Heat making a change here as well. Anthony's checked in, and so he hits both.
Well, you brought up Chalmers, Clark. I mean, he was really, really good in that final series against Dallas. Knocked down his three-point shots, did a nice job of running the club, and I think really made a case for being the future starting point guard for the Miami Heat.
James is whistled for reaching in. That is his first foul of the game. 26 seconds left to play here in the third.
Smooth defense there. He made it look like the pass was intended for him.
Gets the bucket. Chalmers has got 8 points. Here is Barea. Ways to get back into it, but they've got some time.
He is to avoid mistakes and make each possession count.
Yeah, and I think the tendency can be to really rush or push the game a little bit. I think they need to avoid that.
Here is Barea. Butler, covered by LeBron. Over James. No good trying to beat the buzzer. Well, through 3/4 of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. Dwayne Wade really has his fingerprints all over this one.
The way he's moved through the defense so far through 3/4, it's like everybody but him is in slow motion.
Well, he's just that quick going to the basket, Steve. I mean, the help defense just isn't getting there in time, and he's been able to finish.
Heat lead by 15. Now as we get going here in the fourth, let's send it over to Doris Burke for our Sprite Spark.
And Kevin, for that great stretch the Heat put together, they get the Sprite Spark Award. They got things going early in this game with a fantastic first quarter. And the trick so far has been they haven't slowed down. Can they keep that consistency and be in position to win this game? We'll see.
All right, Doris, thank you. That run was a critical stretch, Clark, of the game.
It sure was. I mean, once the pilot light was lit, they didn't let up.
Well, offensively, it all came together for them, Clark, and really allowed them to kind of take control of the game at that point.
So with LeBron on the bench, this is who Eric Spoelstra has on the floor. Dwayne Wade and Mike Miller at the 2 and the 3. Haslam's out there with Joel Anthony. And it's House in at the point guard position. He used that pick just right. Nowitzki's got the fourth quarter going with the first basket of the period here for the Mavs. The Heat leading by 13. Wade dishes to House. On the wing, Dwayne Wade. Terry covering. Haslam a screen on Terry. Wade kicks to Miller. Lets the free fly. Can't hit. And Dallas the other way. Barea with it. Clock at 6. Dallas needs to get off a shot. Here's Haywood. Hits the 15-footer.
That's 10 straight points on mid-range jump shots.
You know, to paraphrase a Bible verse that says, love covers over a multitude of sins, good shooting does the same thing in basketball.
And the Heat call time here.
When the Heat struggled early on last season, Eric Spoelstra was unfairly thrown on the hot seat. He kept his cool, though, very impressively, and the Heat turned their season around and the talk quieted down. That's a credit to Spoelstra.
they call you hot with all that game when the new don't hit. Work 2 jobs, but you go through windows whenever you gotta do the pay the rent though. Work all day, work all night. At the end of the month, that money spent though. Work it out, overtime. Hold down the house on the soldier grind, making sure that check is signed. Next in line, yeah, do that work. Then you outro a dead end job, which I ain't about though. But that girl, you can't do without though. Ooh.
Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear what Eric Spoelstra was saying to his team. He told the players, let's put our foot on them and keep them down. We've got them exactly where we want them. I want to see you guys slow the pace, use the clock, and stay away from any silly fouls.
Tyson Chandler, who's checked in for Dallas. Kidd comes in for Jason Terry. Now here's LeBron. Here is House. Here's the 3. Chandler with the rebound. Mavericks trailed by 11. He gathers, and the rejection by LeBron. Here's Anthony, and he takes the feed in stride and slams it home.
Aggressive transition game leads to the easy hoop.
Yeah, I love to see these guys just trampolining to the hoop.
And here's Kidd from the arc, and it's Miller with the rebound.
And this is why they have the big lead. The rebounding has been dominant.
You know, guys, the +8 rebounding, I don't think it tells the whole story. I mean, they've been the more physical team from the outset. That's been the difference, their physicality.
Here is House, following the score by Dallas. The 3, and it's LeBron James with the 3.
Well, and the bounce pass was the key to the play.
Dallas with the ball. It's a 14-point game. Dallas calls timeout.
He's in one heck of a groove with the scoring. They're going to talk it over and try to figure out how to slow him down.
Some changes here for the Mavericks. Dirk Nowitzki, he's checked in for Chandler. Butler comes in for Brendan Haywood. And it's Terry in for J.J. Barea. Then for the Heat, Udonis Haslem, he's checked in for Joel Anthony. Wade comes in for Mike Miller. And it's Chalmers in for Eddie House. Here's Kidd. Here's Nowitzki, and it's blocked. Clark, they can burn some clock if they want to.
Yeah, and maybe buy a little oxygen while they're doing it.
Chalmers pass to LeBron. Haslem. Wade dishes to LeBron. The shot's good on the assist by Wade. 11 points for LeBron. Here's Terry. Dallas calls timeout.
They seem to have lost their mojo offensively. Probably a good timeout here to try to get a play in and jumpstart their offense.
doing it. Some 2 to 10, 11 to 7, the night shift keep on doing it. Some 9 to 5 and then some 6 to 2 and then some 2 to 10, 11 to 7, the night shift.
Tyson Chandler is checked in for the Mavericks. And some changes here for the Heat. Here's Nowitzki. And here is Kidd. He feeds it to Terry. Over Howard. And it's Terry that time on the assist by Kidd. Kidd's got 5 assists in the game. The Heat leading by 14. Here is House. He's picked up by Kidd. And here's Miller outside. That's good.
It's been all about ball movement here. Great passing.
Yeah, anytime you've got an unselfish team, the ball will find the open player.
Terry outside. And it's Terry again missing.
They have a nice lead here and have really controlled the glass for the majority of the game. Kudos to them for their strong effort on the backboard.
Yeah, and they're sending a message too, Clark. They're really coming out and playing a very physical game here.
Now Ilgauskas. Following the miss by Terry from deep. Shot from the wing. Butler knocks it loose. 1:04 left in the fourth quarter. Here's Ilgauskas. And a great assist by Miller as that one goes in.
Well, they've looked good here tonight, and now they are coasting to the finish line.
Steve, just a matter of time right now.
And the Mavericks call time here. They're down by 19. 54 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Mario Chalmers, he's checked in for James Jones.
Number one, never all the draft picks, championship, got to have it. Been the starter since day one. I'm with Kanye, I'm with Akon. I run with kings like Tyreek, cause I've been the prince like Tayshaun. But I feel like LeBron everywhere I go, cause every time I score, you know.
Here's Nowitzki. From the top of the key, count the bucket.
Looking much more comfortable out on the floor here in the second half.
Here's Chalmers. 44 seconds left in the fourth quarter. House. Miller outside. Lets it go from deep. And again, Miami with the triple.
I think that may do it here. They're trying to put the nail in the coffin.
Well, just adding to the lead as we approach the final buzzer.
Back to Nowitzki. He's guarded by Howard. Kidd, defended by Chalmers. Shot clock at 6. And Nowitzki backs in. With the fadeaway. And it's Dallas with another.
Nice little run here, but it may be too little too late.
Yeah, I agree. Just not enough time, Steve. The clock is their enemy, not their friend.
Now Chalmers. And so Miami takes this one by a big margin. They put on a show tonight, thoroughly controlling each end of the floor.
Hey, what more can you ask?
Thanks for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports. For Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. We'll see you next time. And now, our Jordan Player of the Game, Dwayne Wade.
Can't walk a day inside my size 12. Not mentally ready for the places my mind dwell. When I think about everything I'm faced with, man, will I prevail? No, I didn't come this far to lose. Only time
Alright, thank you for joining me this evening. Wanna roll? Awesome. Well, let's go. Awesome. Yeah, man, awesome. Some call me busy. Call me off, you don't gotta watch me, but please watch your manners and presence, man. I'm the new Santa, and I'm playing. I done went Super Saiyan, this, that, off the glass, you had the floor plans. You just a doorman. Tell me what got two thumbs and knows how to spit rhyme. Feel so awesome. How you feel? Awesome. I get awesome. Wanna roll? Awesome. Well, let's go.
Awesome. Ain't you feeling it? Steve Flow, they say I'm on some shit in it. Now every time you hit the space bar, I'm killing. Keep the competition in line, you gotta torch them. Drop when I'm in that bobsled. Cover girl, and she nods. XV from the middle and the rap.
Tell me what got two thumbs and knows how to spit. Al Edison couldn't be this fly, so act awesome. Wanna roll? Awesome. Well, let's go. Every time I lay it down, I think that I kill 'em. Play Wayne's World excellent. Party on guards. Swing and walk up into any restaurant and close the whole thing. I assume you should make room for the elephant. But glory is all that I revel in. In my story, you gon' point him at this guy. Al Edison, fly like I feel so awesome. How you feel? Fly like I feel so awesome. How you feel? Awesome. Awesome. Wanna roll? Awesome. Well, let's go.
I shoulder too much weight, I hold it, and then rebuilt me, and now it can feel me. If I always out my pen, I fade back to me, I ascend, I climb that faded staircase to win. Be one step closer to your dreams, doesn't mean every in apostrophes. You look around like ain't place like the whole world gotta hear my voice. Everything I am reflects everything I'm not. So much the mistake that we ever made. Erase the future.
Haters ball, man. In the city that we call Dodge City.
MT, things will get a rubber man a hug on the ground of me hit top of man a naughty. If judge the lawyer and the jury, that I'm on a good end. So good. Like a lemon envy, so full of plan, sticky memory. Time that the flush, that's your philosophy, but now they shine bright like on me. Now you ain't no me. Now you ain't no me. Now you ain't no me. Then when I push him in the back, man, need the fire in the room, man. I am the light.
Back to the beach, we gotta go. Hit you with the. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Twisted with Travis, madness, kinda like a savage. Ravage with the argument with intricate patterns of a kick drum. Diabolical lyrical flow. That is every time I get up in the booth, sipping a 182. It's Twisted and Jason, the rap on the track, and hit you with the Midwest.
Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go.
I hit you with this in your. Heaven's the man's hopping up with the man's like. I'll put an end to the image and I send it to the via independent.